So this is our last pencil on paper drawing, at least the last demo I'm going to do in pencil for a little while this week. Next week, you are all welcome to stay in pencil and paper if that's what you prefer, but you're going to want to move to charcoal and newsprint. Just looking to see, we have newsprint here. So newsprint is like this. It's literally what newspaper was printed on. And it's fantastic. It's called newsprint, right? You can see Strathmore makes it, other companies make it. And it's kind of a soft paper. So if you put pencil on it, like this guy, it doesn't really work very well. The pencil kind of sinks in, right? Kind of sinks in, and it's not as nice as sitting here where you can kind of get it in and out. Here, the pencil doesn't really show up as well, but what shows up really well is charcoal. And when I say charcoal, I do not mean, here, what do I do not mean? I mean, where are you, charcoal? I have you here. Ah, yes. This is a charcoal pencil. This is not what I'm talking about. It's too much like a pencil. Also, doesn't really erase very well. The charcoal I'm talking about is literally like a piece of burnt wood. It's very light, like it weighs almost nothing. You can see I can kind of lay it on. Isn't that appealing already? Totally like gorgeous. I can get rid of it. I can put lines in, and if I don't like them, I can just erase them out. And we can use an eraser. My favorite thing to do is use a kneaded eraser. This is a kneaded eraser. It's kind of like a gray, silly putty thing. Here, hold on. Gonna come out for me. That's not spotting me a little bit. Give me just a second here. And the way everything is wrapped is so stupid sometimes. If those of you who are old enough to remember silly putty, remember that sort of gray or orange or pink substance that you could stretch and pick up prints on your newspaper, right? Pick up your cartoons and stretch them out. So a kneaded eraser is kind of similar. Here it is. Here we go. Here's your kneaded eraser. It kind of stretches. It erases things out. And we'll use a technique called erase. Isn't that amazing? Look at that. Bam. The charcoal just goes away. And then you have a very murky eraser. Next week, I'm going to start demoing a technique where we tone our paper and actually start our drawing. I'm just going to quickly do this by pulling out the whites with your eraser. It's really amazing. If you don't do it, you will want to. Let's see. So you can see you kind of start with whites. Then you go to darks. You'll see that the face comes out a lot more quickly. I mean, I'm just sort of quickly doing this just to show you. We're of course going to go a lot more slowly than this. I'm just showing you kind of how neat it is. Look at how kind of quickly the face comes out, right? Like that was just 2 minutes of me fucking around. Hi, Janet. So nice to see you.
I can't stay the whole time, but I'm like, I keep missing because of all these conflicts. So.
Oh my God. You're going to be so excited. I am reaching out to Wayne Jiang to see if he'll teach a class, a little short class for me. Isn't that really great? So just look at that, you guys. I mean, this isn't really accurate, right? Like, but see how quickly you get something that looks, it's beautiful, isn't it? So if you use this material, it's easy to get these kind of remote stuff. So I will send pictures of everything across the thread that you need to get. And if you want to get that, I'll start demoing next week. So, but today, oh, it is messy. Today, we'll start with the usual. Let's start with our usual, right? Measurements. And as usual, from the top of the head to the bottom of the head, look at that. Once again, this is the halfway point. Middle of the eye line. It's crazy, isn't it? All of these totally different faces from this front end perspective. And from that, we gather that the nose is in the third quarter. And in this case, her head, her hairline is definitely up above the first. Wait, that up a little higher. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. And if we split this last quarter in half, yep, exactly, bottom of the lip. So the nose is somehow in this first, in this area between the halfway point and the third quarter. The hairline comes just up above the first quarter. The mouth, the bottom of the mouth is halfway down. And as usual, the sort of sides of the nose line up with that little tear duct, right? This little tear duct here. And the edge of the mouth, that little line here that extends just beyond the lip, lines up with the iris, kind of the middle of the iris. It's interesting how different faces can still maintain these consistent, right, measurements. So as we start, and then of course, we don't want to forget, right, the line across the center, the 5 eyes across. Now here, in this particular case, because of her hairdo, her hair actually goes beyond that, beyond where the ear is. It's because it's kind of how she's got her hair. Yep, it's about here. So even though her hair is here, right, the eye line, the 5 eyes across is really from here to here. So there's a little bit of hair coming out on this side, a little bit of hair coming out on this side, because hair tends to like stick out in various places. So as we construct that, remember this. The last thing we're going to check is, what am I doing here? Addie, can you tell me? What am I doing here?
You're measuring how long.
Yeah, exactly. Well put.
Like
how long is she? How long is she? How long is she wide?
She's just up to the 3/4 point.
Excellent. Give the girl a gold star. So as we sketch, we're going to do that line as long as I want to. Obviously, I'm doing it a lot bigger than here. So top and bottom is there. And then I'm going to find my halfway point. Now I could do that a couple of ways. Oops, that was totally off. One of the things I'm really trying to remind people is how many, I realize that there are people who are really stressed out about making mistakes. I want you to see how many mistakes I make in a lesson. So I'm going to start tallying them off. I make mistakes so often that I fix them often before you see them. So I'm going to just start marking them off. I made that too short. Let's see, is this one better? Yeah, actually. You'll notice how I'm measuring is to kind of check, are these the same length, right? The top and the bottom. If they are, then I found the halfway point. So here's my halfway point right here. I'm going to find my quarter point. By the way, Janet, I won't say he said yes yet because he hasn't responded. Maybe I'm not paying enough, but I hope he says yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Will that be like a one-time thing or?
No, I'm going to start switching. So Marie stops teaching pastel landscapes at the end of March. And so each month in that time period on Sundays at noon your time, I'll have a different teacher take on the month.
Oh,
So
cool.
the first class is going to be a Procreate class, how to do a landscape, how to do a interior, and then how there'll be 3 classes in the month. And Emma Bourbon's going to teach it. She's going to teach people how to do a landscape, how to do an interior, and how to do like fabric, like a dress, using Procreate. The second one is probably going to be a printmaking workshop where you can use different things at home. It's great for like kind of all ages. And then I'm hoping to get Wayne in there whenever he'll do it, whenever he has time to do it. Okay, right? So I've divided this line into 4 equal quarters, which means now I can figure out how long this middle line is across because it's 3/4 of the way across. I know, wouldn't that be great?
Yeah.
Definitely, I'm going to hire Lorelei to do. Lorelei has in principle agreed to do a caricature workshop, doing caricatures.
Oh, I met her when I was out painting one.
Yeah, wouldn't she be? And I mean, she's a pretty nice teacher. She's worked with my students before.
She knew who I was and didn't tell me who she was.
She's weird that way.
Yeah.
She's like,
I wish
she's
you
very
had, we were talking.
self-effacing. She's very self-effacing.
Yes, I know. But we were talking for a few minutes and we were already like Facebook friends and communicating on Facebook.
Right.
And she knew exactly who I was and did not tell me.
Tell you how she knew you. Right.
No, she
She's
didn't
a
tell
funny
me she
one
was
now.
Lorelei. I knew, like, I would have known her immediately.
Yeah, she's very talented. She's very
Yeah,
good.
she's good. She's funny. She found me when I was out painting.
I think I remember hearing about that. All right.
Yeah.
1, 2.
Where are you now, Jessica? Why can't I see you?
Oh, I've
in
got my
Queens.
reference up.
She's in
Yeah,
Queens.
yeah, I'm just home.
All right. So I want to make sure none of you are to go further than this weird little graph. So I want to see if you are. I'm going to probably make you erase it. So let's see. I'm going to take a picture of this so you guys can see the measurements. And then I'd like to see this. I'd like to see your grid before we go any further. Are any of you new Doctor Who fans? Have you ever seen new Doctor Who? You know, there's one, it's the first one with Dave Tennant in it as Doctor Who and Rose. Doctor Who takes Rose, his companion, to the end of to watch the last day of Earth. Let's see. Checking. Hold on, Abby, I'm just looking. Anyways, there's only one human left, and that's great, Addie. That looks perfect. Excellent. There's only one human left, and she's not even really a human. She's just like
I've seen that one.
She's like a flat, piece of skin that's like stretched on a stretcher bar. And she has to be moisturized constantly. And of course, she's really stuck up because she's like the last human.
And it took her a lot of money to
be able to get to watch the end of the Earth. It's very funny. That's what I always think of when I see the drawing at this point. I think of that woman, this flat stretch of skin. She calls Rose fat, of course, because when you're a flat stretch of skin. There's nothing to you. Go ahead and send this over when you've got it. Addie, you're in good shape. So if you want to, you can go a little bit further. Try to locate the edge of the nose. Right. What kind of, by the way, I'm going to send a close-up of this. What? Is she a fox or a pig? Fox or pig?
Fox.
Fox. How can you tell?
Because
Yes.
the edge of her nose, where that ends, is way higher than the bottom of her nose.
That's right. Good job, kiddo. You got it. The rest of you, I want to see your measurements before you're going to go on. It's a really good one.
It is.
It's a really good one. I finally realized that Rick and Morty is kind of making fun of Doctor Who. Which makes it even more fantastic than it already is. What you working on, Janet?
I'm restarting that mannequin head photo of Dante in the window because
Yes.
I realized I had like this horrible drawing error that I just couldn't live with, so I had to start all over.
Can you send it over when you get a chance? Okay,
Sure.
Melissa, let's see.
I really literally have just started coloring it.
Melissa, I believe it's too wide. Yep. You made this width this high. So this is what your width looks like. It looks this wide. So your width, Melissa, erase this line. Your width is no wider than 3/4. Do you get that?
Yeah, first I thought it was the other. I thought it was supposed to match the vertical.
No, you are not supposed to match the vertical. There's no
Okay.
rule on that. You're see, it's different, right, on everything. So you're checking to see where does it go up on the vertical.
Okay.
Be careful not to adopt too many rules, quote unquote, right, that you think are rules. So the rule is this line will be compared to this line, but we never know where this line is going to fall on the vertical. It's different for different people. So, but I find people doing that, right? Like kind of going, it's always follow the vertical. Nope. So yeah, erase this line and then you can redo your eyes. This is why I like to look at this. Mariana, let's see. Wait. Mariana, this is not divided into quarters. This line is not 1/4. Check it. Yep. Bring up, well, bring this line up a little bit. It's not exactly at the 1/4 place. It's significantly below. And then you'll see that this, give me just a second, Kaylin. Yep. So this, if you put this line in the right place, this dot in the right place, Mariana, you will see that your width is not quite wide enough. I'll be right back, you guys. Other than that, you'll need to sort of redraw your eyes. Nice shaping on the eyes, though. All right. Let me go get himself. How are you doing? Curious. All right, anybody else whose measurements I need to look at? Oh, Janet, so great.
Can you guess what the drawing error was?
Let me look, hold on. Oh, much better, Melissa. Great, you got it. God, it almost looks like that.
I shouldn't have
this
asked
is
you
your
that. 'cause
old,
now
this is your new one. This is
You're
your,
gonna find all these other drawing errors, so I shouldn't have asked you.
right.
that.
So this is the one with the error in it?
I had started coloring this. See, I was working on this the last time I joined you guys.
Right.
And I realized that he's supposed to be in a window, right? And I had open written, normally it needed to be backwards.
Oh, yes. Actually,
And
I don't see
it's like,
anything wrong with this.
And so then I tried whiting it out, but you just can't. It just looked like shit, so I had to start all over.
I don't mind. I don't actually think this is, I love this drawing. It reminds me a little of the Picasso drawing that we do. That we draw upside down. It has that look about it. And that's Picasso, man. Trying to get this to be.
It was like that time I had to start all over on that drawing because I had spelled trespassing wrong.
Of all
The
things
editor
for
and
a
me.
journalist to do.
Yeah, like you just can't have mistakes
I
like
don't know
that.
why I'm not having. Come
I
on.
don't get tattoos with mistakes like that.
Trying to get this to focus. Come on, focus. Here, I'm gonna move it a little bit this way. Move that with it. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, just too many things to look at. All right, and so of course, once you've got there and you've added the eyes in, yeah, you can go ahead and add this sort of outside. Don't get too detailed with the nose. Remember, you're lining up these little side nose holes, nice side nose lines with the inside edge of the eye. And they're a little bit higher than the bottom, where the bottom of the nose is, which is right at the 3/4 point. Same here. So the shape of the nose is kind of like this. Oh, more mistakes. 2, 3. I made the nose lines a little bit too big. Okay, so that's kind of the shape of the nose. And then if we divide this in half, this last quarter in half, about here, that's a mistake. The bottom of the mouth winds up here. And let's draw the center line of the mouth first. I know some people are really having trouble with this, so let's draw this line, this center line, before we draw the top or the bottom lip. Now I'm going to put the eye in here. I'm not getting too detailed about the eye, but I'm going to put the iris in here so I know where to line up the edge of that sort of center mouth line. Really, it comes out to here, kind of through the middle of the iris, right? Once I get that in, I can add in the top lip, which is thinner and has a little bunt here, right? And doesn't go all the way to the edge, right? The lip, there's a little bit of line on either side. And I can add in that bottom lip, which has this sort of almost like a little, she's pursing her lips in a funny way. And so it has almost a shape like that. We'll fix it out later. Maybe I need to bring that closer. And as I do this, there's my big mistake. I didn't put my middle line high enough. You see how I had to totally do that over? Lucky you all, you get to see every mistake I'm making. I think that's better. Yeah. Might have to move it a little bit, but I think it's better. Maybe in the middle. Maybe it's more like here. There we go. Mistake number 7. So you see, I'm marking up here every single mistake I make. Her lip is very thin on the top. Don't make it too big, Mariana. Don't make the top lip too big. It really is quite thin. Okay. Now this really looks like that thing from. Janet, what do you have to do after this?
I have to run the bunker Zoom.
Okay.
At least that's fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good to have competing art events. That's a good life you got there, right? All right. Once I've got these shapes, actually, I should wait and see. Show me your shapes, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and ladies. Show me your face to here.
I started adding the outside part of the head. Do you want me to send that in?
Yeah, send it in where it is. I'll see if we'll see. If you're in the right places, I'm not going to complain. How's that?
Okay.
But if you don't get it right, then I am going to have you stop, erase, and watch it and do it. All right. Addie, it looks a little bit like you're, maybe because you look like you're leaning a little bit. Can you see this?
Yeah.
I think I would erase that and let's talk about how to structure that. Everything else looks pretty good though. So I'm going to find the halfway point from each edge, the edge of each eye. And I'm going to do that. Yep. Between each eye. And I'm going to do that because I know that's where, in general, yep. So if I find this halfway point here, this halfway point here, I can see that the skin kind of comes up and then goes down. So notice that's here. This happens here. Straight down, kind of to below the jaw. Then there's a hinge. Oh, no, that's too far down. Now I'm probably going to tweak this quite a lot. I see what you were doing, Addie. You were like trying to get this slight slant in of her jawline and you just slanted too much. It's real easy to do that. So you can see there are hinges here. There are kind of pieces to this. This is like kind of a straight line here. And then there's a curve in, and then there's a curve down, and then there's a straight line here and a curve up. And then you can see that her hairline kind of comes in from this halfway point. And we also know that her hairline kind of comes up to here, just above the 3/4 point. She can kind of sketch in, right, like that. And then what's interesting is her hairstyle swoops down right over the edge of her right eye, her left eye, the eye on our right. Can you see that? So I'm curious. Yep. So actually, because of her hairstyle, there's an extra eye. You go 1, 1, 2, 2 eyes over. This is where her hair, from her eye here, this is where her hair kind of ends. See how I'm doing this in pieces? It comes down here. Actually, this was kind of one of the more fun things. It comes down below her chin, kind of, you can see. Here. You can see that her neck kind of lines up with the outside of her eyes. You can get her neck in there. Same on this side. Kind of lines up here. Let me get these shapes in. Yeah, I think this was her, it was her excellent hairstyle that was like totally fascinating me. It extends out a little bit beyond the edge of the ear. So the edge here comes out a little bit beyond. You can still see a little bit of her ear, which lines up about here. I'm going to stop here. She's also, her part kind of comes off at an angle like this. Mariana better. I think her, you have her mouth a little bit too long. Mariana, look, it's the middle line that lines up with the eye. The lip comes in before that. The lip actually kind of comes in just right next to the nose on either side. This line extends longer. So you have the line extending a little bit too long. Melissa, let's see. Let me see. Okay, that looks pretty good. Actually, that's looking pretty good. Just looking to see that one. Okay. Melissa, make her lip a little thinner at the top. Do you see how thin it is here?
Yeah.
Make her lip thin at the top. This is the left brain for you. It wants to make regularity out of things that aren't regular.
Yeah.
Right? You want to like create patterns where there aren't any. Like we want to like make things even when they are not even. It's funny. Yes. So good job, you guys. I'm going to wait until you catch up. One of the things I'm going to do while I'm here is I'm going to check a couple of things. I think I need to bring my cheek in on either side. And I'm going to check that by checking the width of my nose. I can see that the width of my nose, if I line it up right next to my nose, is where, oh yeah, look, I need to bring in my, there's a big one. My cheek needs to come in this far. Now this is starting to look like Our Lady, which means all this. Same over here. It's okay over here. Over here, I made my cheek too wide. Easy to do it. So my ear comes in. Ear comes in. The neck needs to come in just a little. 1, 2, 3. Wow, look at all those mistakes I'm making. Let's see.
So might have it out for you or Melanie.
Hey. Sorry. That is pretty good. Do you feel like the cheek needs to come in a little bit on this side?
Yeah, sorry.
Just a touch, maybe a
Yeah,
little
you're
bit.
right. It does need to come in.
Not too much, not as much as I needed to put mine in. So there you go. 1, 2. You enjoying watching my tally of mistakes go ever higher? I hope that makes you guys feel better. Look at that. These are all my mistakes so far. Now it's starting to look a little bit more like her. It's looking good though, Ed.
Is that better?
Yep. Funny, just a little bit.
Yeah.
I think also as well, I think my mouth needs to come in just a little bit. It's slightly too wide. So I'm bringing it in. There we go. There, Mariana, you feel better? Look at me. I messed up on the mouth. I made it too big. So easy. I want you to see this, how easy it is to like make these, like I said, for me, I'm so accustomed to the idea that mistake making is part of the process. As Janet was saying, you know, you're scanning always, right? For your, you're kind of constantly scanning for, one is constantly scanning for mistakes. Starting to look a little better. I don't totally have it, but I'm starting to. Oh, I see a big mistake. This definitely comes down like that. What's that? It is 4:50. What time did you get here?
3:50.
Okay, 3.
3:50.
3:55. So go another 10 minutes, maybe 5 or 10 minutes.
What did you have my appointment today for?
Okay. Okay, when we've all got here, we'll review eyes again. Oh, actually, wait, I had another one. Another one. Which hasn't been sketched on. How was the day at school? Excellent. Got a lot there.
But most Thursdays off.
Yeah,
It's the day that I have.
give him a pet when you get him over to you again. He'd probably like a pet.
If you're giving him some.
He likes the pets. Hermes, you're just a weirdo. Hello, buddy. Okay. Oh, I see. At least with drawing faces, you're so focused on doing the thing, you're not really thinking about anything else, right? This is why we do this. Okay.
Leah,
Yeah,
is there anything else I need to do for like the base of my face, or can I start on the eyes?
I think you can start on the eyes. You want to watch me do it first, though? Do one
Yeah,
of her
sure.
eyes first? Let me do that.
Yeah.
All right. I got this one a little bit bigger. So I'm going to do the eye on this side. So she's got very wide open eyes.
Mhm.
If you can see. Right? Definitely curved on top. Remember, straighter on the bottom. None of this business, right? That's not what's happening. It's really much straighter on the bottom and really light on the bottom. You can see the tear duct, the line for the tear duct, right? Right here. And then let's follow her upper lid line, which kind of comes right along where her lashes are, which is what makes her eyes look big. And then it comes out like this and down. And then these dark, you can almost see her whole iris almost on the bottom. She's got her eyes kind of wide open. As I'm doing this, I'm looking at the shape of this and this kind of white area, the two white triangles on either side. Be careful not to make your eye too big. It's easy here to make your eye come out too far. You want to make the eyes, and she's got these big eyes too, right? And then I'm going to kind of darken this upper lash line to about here. I'm going to draw this second light line under here. And then there's a nice, she's got a nice solid white, you know, that white reflective light. And the pupil comes around it like this. The edge of the iris is also quite dark as the pupil. And then you'll see it's kind of darker up here and lighter down here. Maybe slightly lighter up here, but it still is darker up here. And the pupil kind of works around this reflected edge. Now, the other thing that's happening, which it's not so easy to see, but is definitely happening, is a slight shading of the white over the top. You can add that into it. And then there you go. There's your eye.
Okay. I'll work on that.
It's the fun part. We'll do the same thing with the other eye. If anybody wants to see that again, I will totally do that again. Let's see. Melissa looks a lot better. Let's see here. Measurements look really good. Yep. Yep, looking pretty good. All right, why don't you try getting in those eyes? I'm going to do it smaller. You want to watch again. Sorry. Did Bree give you her news, Janet?
What news?
That she's going to get she's going to be able to do a kind of Japanese.
Oh, yeah, the
binding.
rigger. Oh,
Yeah.
She
That
was sounds so totally cool.
Excited. I was like, oh, Michelle's going to love that. So as I'm sketching in the eye, once again, I'm lightly, very lightly sketching in that bottom lid. It's the top. Careful, careful. Oh, yeah. Where is he? Oh, there he is.
By the way, we made sure to schedule Dante for when you're here. He's going to be here. He's going to pose for us that Saturday.
That's Saturday. All right, we'll need to talk. Okay, I need to talk to you about that. Get all our schedules figured out.
Mm-hmm.
I have ideas, plans.
Because he normally poses for us on Sundays, and you're not going to be here on a Sunday.
I think I am going to be here on a Sunday.
You come in on Monday and leave on Saturday, according to the thing you sent me.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I should change. I wonder if I can change that to Sunday or even Monday. All right, let me look at that because I thought I was leaving on Sunday or Monday. I'll check. So can you see how I'm getting in this? Oh, the eye is too big here. I can't even keep track of all the mistakes I've made. Now I'm just off the charts. Where is that upper lid line? Very important. And then after getting the kind of shape of the eye and the upper lid line, something still feels kind of wrong about this idea. Remember, we've got this shape up here. Right, so here's the shape of the skin. And here is that kind of elegant eyebrow. So that's the really important shape to get. Notice I'm shaping the skin itself before I even just try. To go for the eyebrow. Really, because that's like getting the bottom. See how I'm sketching in? Otherwise, it's easy to get things too big. So now I can kind of get the eyebrow in.
All right, guys, I'll see you.
Thank you, Janet. Good to see you. I'll Janet, I'll be in touch very soon about I'll talk to you in the next day or two about our plans.
All right, bye. Have
Bye.
fun.
Bye.
Truthfully, 1 week is probably not enough time. This side is the same. She has very beautiful eyes, this woman. Super wide open. At least they appear that way because the upper lash line is so close. Dark here, dark here. Oh, the pupil goes around. Oh, dark on this side and this side. Lighter. Once again, I'm kind of sketching. This short shape and this longer shape before I get in her eyebrow. Started to get there. I'd like to see your guys' eyes before we go on to the next thing. The nose, and then the mouth, and then some shading. While I'm doing this, I'll take pictures of the things we'll start. The materials we'll need for next week. It doesn't have to be Strathmore. Other brands make it. You're gonna want this is a kneaded eraser. And then willow, fine. Here's a big piece. Here's a big piece. Here's a little piece.
That hurt me.
Can you hear somebody crying? His little friend left. I have a student who's on a farm at Scappoose, not far from Portland. And she literally got her charcoal from her wood pile. They always had, they were always burning wood because they had a lot of wood. She would just go out and like pick a piece of charcoal up off, burnt like sort of charcoal wood and would work off that and did beautiful, really beautiful drawings with it. Let's see. Addie, this is pretty good. I feel like her iris is just a touch too big. Can you see these shapes, right? in relationship to, so just bring the iris in a little bit. Melissa, so Melissa, your light is not really showing up. Go in there and erase it. That reflected light should be like a little square. And then I want you to look at what's happening to the iris. This is what's happening to the iris. I'm going to sketch it in. Where the top lid comes in. All right, so you've got this top lid, right, with the eyelashes kind of coming in like this.
Yeah.
The outside of the iris is really dark. You've got this kind of light square, right, that you don't get any things in at all. And I go around it to put the sort of pupil in the middle, which is quite dark, right, like that. And then the inside of the iris is darker at the top and lighter at the bottom. That's because, in fact, the white is kind of darker at the top as well and lighter at the bottom. Everything is kind of shaded by that top, except for this little reflected goober here. So darker at the top, lighter at the bottom, but not as dark as the edge of the iris or as the pupil. I'm going to take a picture of this up close so you can really see it. It's a little trickier. What's happening, here, hold on. Send it over and then I'll tell you what's happening. What's happening is that light is kind of reflecting through this little light blick here. Light is reflecting through and going down here. So kind of hitting the iris diagonally. So it does get lighter. If you look at your own iris, you'll actually see this is true. It gets lighter at the bottom. It's lighter at the bottom than it is at the top. It's kind of something you just have to know. It's not something that you would really notice. But when you see it, then you'll start to see it. Buddy. Yeah, Addie, great. Great. Eyebrow. The eyebrow feels a little thick to me. Also, I think it extends a little bit down. Look at this shape. Kind of comes down here. See how far over it comes?
Yeah.
It's funny, it's just not what you'd expect at all, is it? It's not what you'd expect. Verbs. Hey, bonjour. 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 Anybody here interested in learning how to use Procreate? I think Emma's going to teach a great class.
I know a little bit about it, and I could send something across the thread that I've been working on it.
Yeah,
but
sure.
I'll also send my drawing because that's
I started planning complex studio paintings and it's just much faster.
It's so great. I'm really excited about it. Yeah, I can see it would be a really excellent planning tool. It'll never be something I use, but I see that, well, I should never say never, but. Yeah, that's better, Addie. That's better. So let's look a little bit at what's happening with the nose. There's a couple of things. I'm going to send a close-up of it so you can really see it. How's everybody else doing on their eyes? Does anybody else want to send over eyes before I show you about the nose? Mariana, Melissa, you want to send them over wherever you're at?
I just sent mine over.
Let me see. Sorry, I'm doing all this measuring. Oh, Melissa, excellent. Okay, so this eyebrow. So we can see her entire eyebrow here. There's no hair covering it. Can you see that? Here's kind of on this side. Here's the eyebrow. On this side, you have the eyebrow arching up and sort of arching up like this and sort of moving over. We can't actually see the whole eyebrow, so all we really see is kind of what's going up.
Okay.
Right? Also, look how close it is. So draw these two shapes, right? Before you get the eyebrow in. And I think that'll help you get this eyebrow in the right place.
Okay.
And then you need to, the hairline here, right, is coming in too far because you can do the same thing on this side. It gets kind of skinny here. It's kind of wider here. Not bad. This is better than anything you did. That looks great, Addie. You're working on. Oh, that's cool. Good job, kid. That's wonderful. Very, very nice work.
I didn't want to do the stems, so I just made a solid.
I think I totally put the mouth in the wrong place. So, is that interesting? Okay, so from here to here, what is this? This is like. I don't know if anybody observed how in the wrong place I had my mouth. Mouths are super hard to get in the right place. Just figured it out. There we go. Now this is starting to look like this lady. Mhm. So I just want to tell you guys what I did. Let's see, Mariana, erase under here. It's light here. There's virtually there's no color at all. Look here, you'll see, you can't really see anything. So get rid of that dark on the under part of the eye. Add in just kind of a slight line here in the center. You really want to erase the underlines of the eye. You can't really see them. Let's see. The second thing I like, you do not have the eyebrows in the right place at all. Yours are up here, like this. I want you to erase the eyebrows and look at this shape. Look how close the bottom of the eyebrow is to this upper lid line. Sketch in this shape. That will help these two shapes. These shapes will help you get where the eyebrow is. The eyebrow is like pretty much almost right next to here. The eyebrow comes down almost right next to here. It comes out like this. So work on those two things. Oh, Melissa, good. Melissa, this is teeny tiny, see? This shape is thin. You've got yours up like that still. You've got it thick like this. Really, it's a thin shape like that. Look at the shape. Really look at the shape. If I need to, I'm going to turn this upside down. It looks better on this side. I like this side, but I want you guys, I'm going to do it because I think it's hard for you to see the shapes when you're looking right side up. So turn your drawing upside down. Maybe this will help you see the shapes a little bit better. Right? Turn your drawing upside down. Notice how skinny this shape is. Notice how wide this shape is. It's funny, you're doing what you think you see, right? Versus what you actually see.
Yeah.
It takes a long time.
Retraining your brain.
You have to retrain your brain to see what's actually there. One of the things that I observed, you'll notice I'm doing it too. Look at where my old mouth line was, you guys. Here, down here. So one of the things I noticed is as I was looking at the relationship between the nose, I was kind of looking at this shape and this shape, right? And I realized that the dark middle line actually comes up above the upper lip line, comes up. If I were to do the space like this, extreme. There's actually these, I had way too much space. This is where my mouth was. This is where it actually is on the face. So I'm just telling you, you're not the only ones kind of playing around with this. I am too. And I'm using negative space to help position things correctly. So maybe that's something you all can do with your mouths. I don't think anybody has their mouth. If I don't have my mouth in the right place, you guys probably don't either. Is it easier to see upside down? Anybody having an easier time seeing it? Once I can get that, I can see a couple things about the nose. One is there's like a little triangle here. The other that there's this kind of little shape here. And then in here, there's a dark area, but then there's also kind of a little, there's a little bit of nostril, but a little bit of the nose actually comes around. A little bit of skin of the nose comes around. That little bit of dark. If I can get those shapes in, I can get this shape in. Now I'm able to really probably need to get rid of this. And then it's kind of shaded across the top.
Leah, I have to jump off, but thank you very much for everything.
Good to see you, darling.
Yeah, we'll chat soon. Bye,
We'll chat
everyone.
very soon. Absolutely. Let's see. Yeah, better, Melissa. Better. Isn't that interesting? Good job. Yes, there you go. That's beautiful. Now you're getting it. Now, try to get these shapes in relation to the lip and the nose in. If you want to, you can put that in there too. Melissa, did it help to look at it upside down?
Yeah, I'm doing that right now.
Isn't that crazy?
It
There's
forces you.
Yeah, it forces you. It does. There's something about it that kind of like engages the left brain, which has all these wrong-headed ideas about where things are. It's interesting. Mariana, how's it going for you? You like working upside down?
I did it for the nose, yes.
Yeah,
That's
it's
helped.
helpful, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It's super helpful. Let's turn it around and see what we got. See how we're doing. She looks very devilish right now with all these extra lines. Oh yeah, that's much better. So now I can erase this. Also, I really did observe, let's see. That. I really did have the mouth, like, look at the difference. Like the mouth down here doesn't look like her. Now, remember, lips are darker on the top. The darkest part is the line in the middle. And it's lighter on the bottom. Definitely a medium. Don't go too far. Right, and then we've got all this shading in the face. So observe, I'm kind of getting where the shading is. There's a little bit of shading. And it comes down like this, over and out like this. It comes up, like that. I want to credit everybody who is on this call right now. You all have done better in this class than any other, everyone. So you're all improving massively, which is really exciting. It's hard, you know, sometimes faces are so hard. It's really hard to, like, you know, feel good about it when, like, there's so many things to improve upon, right? But you guys are really getting it. So notice I'm just kind of doing a general shading now, and then I can go in and add those little lines, those kind of laugh lines of hers that are so pretty. Like once I've got the so it's kind of dark here. And then of course, yeah, you can start shading in her hair. Now, this is definitely a hairstyle where you can see dark and lighter areas. Down here, it's like super dark, except where the ear is, right? It's kind of super dark here, where the hair is kind of falling over the cheek. But notice there's these light sections of the hair. I'm gonna draw in the shapes around them. So there's like this light shape of the hair. There's of course that shape. There's these shapes. These are kind of lighter. This is kind of a medium, lighter, darker. Right, super dark at the top. So you can kind of leave in, you can shade it in lighter here. See how I'm just kind of shading it in a bit lighter, where it's lighter? Not white, but like lighter. Up here, it's like super dark. Then we get to about here. About here. And then there's this kind of lighter patch that goes down to here. Though notice where the hair meets the skin, it's usually darker. There's usually a shadow there. So instead of drawing every hair, you're doing what we're paying attention to transitions, where light bits of hair, what light areas of the hair meet the dark areas. So this is still dark, it's just not as dark. So notice, see, I'm kind of paying attention to this transition, the shape of it, how the dark shape looks against the lighter shape. Instead of trying to draw every hair, which you absolutely are going to be incapable of doing, see how I'm just kind of like working the areas, the edges I'm interested in, where I'm adding detail. Are really just where these light dark patches are. It gets a little darker here. There's a kind of a darker swoop in here. See? Isn't that crazy? I only took 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, probably 50 mistakes to get there. Only 50. Now this is starting to look a little bit like this woman. Look at what I'm doing. I'm drifting her chin down so I can. It's amazing. This is always where it looks weird. There's an eye in her neck. 2 eyes in her neck. Let's see. I feel like her nose needs to be a touch wider. And so here, I want you to look at this shape. You've got this. It's a little too sharp, what's happening here. You want to bring in a little bit of, can you see what oh wait, here. I'll do it over here. So this is a little, right now your nose is a little bit sharp and a little bit too thin. Right, that's too sharp. So bring in a little bit of like skin, right? So you've got nostril here. And then there's a little bit more skin. I see you've kind of got it, but I think her nose is too narrow and too up. If you look here, you'll see it's kind of wider and a little bit flatter.
Yeah, okay.
Up here. Very nice though. Also, pay attention to her lip shape. It's kind of lean, it's not going down so much. It's coming in a little bit more. I'm just nitpicking right now. This is a pretty good drawing. And also you may want to get in the hair color just to like, get that.
Yeah, that was I said that a little while ago. So I have hair color now, but I will change those 2 things.
All right, change those 2 things and then send it in.
Okay.
Really good. Are you enjoying portraits? Are you enjoying portraits?
Yeah, I find them fun.
It's so interesting, you guys, isn't it? How little changes will bring likeness. Isn't it? I'm still changing things. Little tiny millimeters of difference. Melissa, what I told you to do, I made the same mistake. that make you guys feel better? I'm like, dang it, now I have to pull her hairline back. I want you to observe that even though Addie, Mariana, and Melissa, you're all drawing the same person and you're trying as hard as you can to get likeness and doing a great job, that your drawings still look different, which I think is kind of neat. It's kind of how you're choosing to use the pencil, how you're doing your mark making. Are you noticing that? How even though you're all getting likeness, your drawings don't look exactly the same? And they don't look like mine. Instead of, now stop laughing, Mariana, you'll get them. You know, they don't look the same, right? Because there is something called voice. It has to do with like, and Mariana, you have a very distinctive way of using your pencil, which I hope you never lose. You've got a great mark making. Great, exciting mark making. Melissa, you too. Addie, you too. Leah, me too, right? But they're different. Like how we lay the pencil down, it's different, right? And everything has a slightly different look. So that is really your voice as an artist. And what's nice is it's just kind of there. It's just waiting for you to express it. Oh yeah, and now this is starting to look like this kind of professional, slightly middle-aged lady with eyes in her chest. I'll be right back. Come here, Boo Bear. And by the way, going along with that, I appreciate that you all are taking the time for this struggle, because it is a struggle and it's not a bad struggle. Struggle is not a bad thing. I appreciate you're taking the time with this struggle. It's really important, actually, to struggle a little bit, try to get a little bit better. Try to push yourself out of your normal comfort zone of the way you see things. It is funny, these lines, by the way, that I'm adding in right now, they do in a way convey age, don't they? This is not a young woman. A younger one, it's a youngish woman, but not a super young woman. You can tell this is why this is not a young woman. And they're the most appealing thing about her. I can't believe I got her mouth so wrong. Whoosh. Thank goodness for negative spaces. Helps with everything. We've got about 10 or 15 minutes left. At 13. Let's work for another 10. Send it over if you want help, or if you want to, like, you think you can kind of push it to that next level by adding in the dark hair or the shade on the face. Oh, Addie, very nice. Excellent. Excellent. Anybody else want to send those in? Nice work. Wonderful. Are you pleased, Addie? What do you think?
I do like how it looks.
I like how it kind of looks like her, doesn't it?
Does.
Definitely looks like a person, but more importantly, it looks a bit like her. See if you can add it a couple of these lines now, right? All right, let's see. Where are we at? Mariana, very nice. Best drawing you've done yet. I like how you handled the hair. Neck is too. Notice that the hair comes right up to the edge of the face. There's no real shape, and the neck is wider here. So you want to, the neck is kind of hidden really by the hair, the edge of the neck. So you have it here. Go ahead and bring it out here, kind of behind the hair.
Okay.
I would say, can you widen her nose a little bit? I know you don't want to.
No.
Come on, just widen it.
Widen the nose, but I'm going to ruin it.
Here. Okay, so this is what you have. I'm going to show you.
No, I
This is
totally
what-
know.
Right?
Totally
This is what's doing that. That's what's doing. So just
Yeah.
erase here on the edges,
okay.
right? And pull it out a little bit on either side, right? I think you'll be really happy. And then you just bring this out a little bit, bring this in a little bit. Definitely good. All right, Melissa, let's see yours.
Okay, I'm not-
proud of you.
Done yet, but
Okay, send us where you're at. We just want to see where you're at.
okay.
I know it's already the best face you've drawn in this class, so I'm already starting from a high bar. Yep. Yes. 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 Melissa. Yes. Oh my God. All right. We've got 10 minutes. Keep going. Do the hair now, because that will really help shape the face. Oh, hell yes. I love your nose and your eyes and the eye. Yes. Look at that. Melissa, look at this. It's awesome. Oh my God, it's great. All right, get the hair in. All right, I want you each to like kind of spend a little bit more time. Tweak it. God, that's a beautiful nose. You girls. I'm going to be chuckling all night. How wonderful. Here, I'll take a picture too, because I need to take a picture of mine so it'll show up. Dang. Honestly, ladies, this is freaking great. So great. Mariana, you really, I love this one. We're getting there. We're getting there. We're going to be there. By the end of this year, we are totally going to have you watercoloring faces, beautiful little faces with light little lines, simple. It's, this is incredible. Really, honestly, you guys, great work. Oh. Yeah, there we go. We've got 5 more minutes. What can you do to improve this drawing with 5 more minutes? 5 more precious minutes.
Mommy?
Yeah.
Hey, Victor, what do you think of your mommy's drawing?
I'm not drawing that.
I know. What do you think? Do you think your mommy did a good job?
Yes, you should
Yes.
see it right now.
I know. She did a good job.
Mommy, can you play with me?
Play with me. Now that mommy's class is over, sure she can play with you.
Okay.
I really like your haircut, Victor. It's very cute.
Thank you.
I like the way it kind of bounces. Do you like it?
Nope.
No.
Like bounce stuff.
He wanted another thing.
Yeah.
But this looks nicer in him.
Yeah, wanted like a big cut. Wait,
He wanted like a mohawk or something like that.
You wanted a mohawk?
On my
You're
face.
not far. Just
You
a little
wanted a
bit more
mohawk.
shaved on the
You want a
sides.
mohawk?
You'll get it. Oh my God, ladies, wait till we go to charcoal. You're gonna love it so much. A lot of things that feel kind of really difficult with pencil just kind of or become very easy with charcoal. I've sent across the thread everything you need. Melissa, I swear to God, as soon as we get off the phone, I'm sending you the details about how to buy an art pass. Then you
Okay.
can pay less money. I keep forgetting. I'm like, like several times this week, I've been like, I've got to send that to Melissa, and then I forget. So I'm totally doing it as soon as we get off this call. You're
Okay.
gonna get an email within 5 minutes.
I sent you my drawing across. Can you look at it and tell me if I can do anything else
Let's
with
see.
it?
Why don't you make this part dark, the shirt, since the shirt that's dark. I love the
Okay.
drawing. I love the drawing, Addie. I think it might be your best face yet. All right, everybody, we're at 5:30. So I'm going to remove the spotlight. I want you to switch into gallery view, turn on your cameras, and then I want you to just hold up your piece like this. Oh, we're so fucking good. Hold it up, Melissa. Push it forward. Damn, you guys. Look what we did. Aren't you pleased? I'm very pleased. You can see how pleased I am. And I'm a tough critic. So if I like it, it's good. All right, Melissa, I'm going to send you an email soon after, right after we get done with this call, because I'd like you to save some money.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. And Mariana, wonderful work. Addie, great work. Great work, you guys. Really, really wonderful work.
My mom really likes when somebody says thank you.
She does good. He's hilarious.
I'm already laughing.
Of course. your mommy loves you. You're adorable. As is she. All right, you guys, have a great weekend, and I'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, yeah.
Yeah. Take care, everyone. Good to see you all. Bye.